We will talk about the post-processing settings in next module, but for the cameras and for the camera attachments, this is it. And as the last thing, let's make the drone camera, and I'll explain you where do I use roll for the camera, because usually roll should not be used as it makes this strange feeling of the drone camera. So the drone cameras are usually having a super wide view angle, and again I would like to use the time dilation track here. So let's make it a little bit longer, prolong this one, because if this one is shorter than the length of the sequence, when you render, it will render some blank frames, or the camera will be like looking in the sky, and in that case it will not work. So if you just, I'll make it like that and put my camera pointing, just let me reset all of the rotations. So here my camera is looking, but when it goes out in the camera cut, just like different place, and it can be like here, right? So that will be doing something different, not what you expect. So make sure that the camera cut is enabled for the whole duration of your sequence. Okay, so drone camera. Let's go here, and I want the drone to fly over this car, just like from here, and then it will fly over in the dilation, the time dilation will make this bullet time effect. So let's try to recreate that first. Let's go and set time dilation, so it should be starting there and should be finishing, like should be starting there approximately. Yeah, let's move this one a little bit, and that will be here by 0.1, and then it goes again like super slow. Let's do that in simulation mode. In simulation mode you still can make those cool animations and set the keyframes in the simulation mode. So okay, that would be transform, starting here, and for the drone I use roll for maneuvers. So let's go and put it like on 6. So camera, put it here, transform. Then I know that it should be like the end should be somewhere over there of this sequence, and I want to fly here, like making the bullet time, right? Like this. And I put the transform. The camera will move super fast, right? And it's doing this super strange thing. Let's move it even further, probably like that, so it will fly through above here. But it does some strange like rotation and stuff. And what you need to learn, that you are basically drawing a curve with your camera. So if you want it to keep following, like move it here and put the transform, make it cubic, and you need to create the curve, right? You see, it's the curve. You should not move further or backwards. You should create the curve so it will drive like smoothly. In that case, that will work. So let's see what it looks like. It's like, and probably let's start the time dilation earlier, because I want to come to take the car in the midair, right? So it's traveling really fast with the drone. We can adjust some rotation again. So let's go to the camera, adjust the rotation, put the rotation transforms only, and when it flies, just like slow-mo bullet time. what would have happened if I didn't put this one? Because you should, as I said, only move your camera with this line. So basically you create the curve. So you only can move it like this from side to side from the end and start point. Because if you move it forward there, and for example, put the transform here with a location, make it cubic, that would look slow and then it's going to go fast. So that's not how it should be done, right? It should go only left or right from this point. So it will be really like, actually in slow-mo it looks really well, but if we disable this track for now, edit section and is active, disable this one. So see, it's just like up and then goes faster. Oh, I'm trying to do something better and it doesn't happen. Okay, so flying with the drone because the cars are going really fast. Let's do this here, just like approaching and flying underneath. So I want this transformed starting here, linear, and the end should be flying through, and the end will be here. For example, let's transform that one, and this one will be already with the roll on the other side. So -6, for example, or even -8. So it just tries to do some sort of stuff. Then you go here because the camera is just like rotating and going straight line to the point we want, but we want it to be a different place here. So let's move there, look down, put this transform here and put the smooth one. So it flies over and then passes by and goes there. So just like 3 points are just enough to make a cool shot. And now let's play with the roll a little bit. So I think this one could be 9, just like going really cool stuff. Then it needs to adjust its position. So probably here, let's not make it 0, but -5. So it will rotate a little bit. And it should actually go, I think, more other way. So let's put the rotation here to -10 or something. So it needs to be adjusted. Here we need to turn it to something like 5. So see how it goes. It goes like this. Then it adjusts its position, rotating, tilting to the left, and then increasing this roll, just like falling. And we can even continue with the next position here, for example. Transform it. Keep this one now cubic. And you have the interesting drone motion here. Just play with the roll here. And probably here we need the roll to be already opposite way. So like this. See. And this is proper drone animation camera. But the thing is, you would really need experience for this one. You will spend like a couple of weeks probably creating those drone shots cameras. You really need to try, and what I told you here, first and last frame are linear keyframes. All in between most of the time should be cubic, so you'll have the smooth interpolation between them. But please just take your time, experiment, and try, to test it out, how it works for you and what is the best for you in that case. So here I would like again enable again the dilation is active, and let's set it to 0.25 or maybe even 0.4. So yeah, goes like this, and it goes slow, and there it goes back to normal at this point, again to 1. And let's see that again with a simulation. Let's go back to the very beginning. Just as I said, be really patient about it. Take your time, learn this animation. This is basically here you can see the curve which I created. You see it's smooth curve, and it goes really, really smooth. And if you try to recreate this one with a camera rail rig, it will just waste your time. And when you're done with that one, you will be surprised that the camera just like moving really choppy, like in chunks when it goes on this line. This is the most free approach, giving you free motion movement. Unfortunately, there is no prepared recipe how to teach you create those cameras. It only comes from experience. I'm doing those cameras for about a year, and I know how to approach it, how to make it feel believable and realistic. The best way to do that is just like look for some commercials on YouTube, take these cameras from the commercials and try to implement them even frame by frame, try to recreate them. And with some time, maybe in a couple of months, you will be able to create cool, believable cameras, fast and efficient. But definitely it will take some time to do that proper. So just don't give up and continue doing them.